With eyes closed and a soft belly, just starting to kind of taking a journey in through the breath, through the nostrils, filling the head, feeling that breath as it reaches towards the back of the throat. Letting your exhales be soft and long, effortless. Relaxing your jaw, your tongue, your shoulders, your neck. And again, just letting the exhale maybe just escape out of the mouth. Noticing the ribs as they start to expand and kind of wake up, and feel the breath as you open the chest on the inhale. And with the exhale, just allowing the belly to drop towards the spine. Inhaling, feeling the lift and opening of the shoulders and the heart. And exhale, relaxing, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Listening for the sound of your breath by gently constricting the back of your throat. Introduce the Ujjayi breath. It's like hissing sound or the ocean sound. Excuse me. As you take in the breath, just following it now down towards the pelvis and the hips, your low back. Relaxing your face again, letting the inhale just have your heart lift and open a little more. Unhinging the jaw if it's starting to close. Exhale. Draw the belly to the chest, belly to the spine, excuse me. Inhale one more time. This time let's take the arms up overhead. Spread the toes. And then have your palms come together and slide down to your heart center. Take the chin towards the chest, lengthening the back of your neck. And then setting an intention today for your practice. That reality that you're creating in the mind, through your senses, with your actions, your words, your thoughts, your dreams. But creating that present awareness of that intention. That mindful attraction to what you wish to create. And then let's open the arms, take them up to the sky, spread the fingers. Maybe lift the corners of your lips towards the sky, and then exhale, palms to your heart again. Take the hands out to the side. Inhale, your right arm reach and over. You can bend that base arm and even do a little bit of a movement. Vinny style, reaching, lengthening, rooting down to the sitting bones. Checking your view, maybe looking down towards the hand and then turning, or possibly just holding still and breathing and focusing. Keep your awareness on that base arm so that you don't start to slouch. Think about lengthening the torso. So even as we're over to the side, we're creating this space and length. And then reaching that arm over to the wall, release it down to the mat. Maybe slide the hands a little closer for support. Bending the left elbow and slide your eyes over towards the back of your mat. Make sure your wrists and forearms are aligned. You're not creating any kind of uncomfortable twisting in your wrists. Notice your left knee, thigh, ankle, and then your right. Sometimes wiggling the toes again, just to feel the structure and how everything is interconnected. And then slowly as we inhale, we'll start to open back up. Take the right arm out to the side. Come up on your fingertips, reach, open, feel the whole right side of your ribcage spread. And exhale, release back down again. Maybe stretch or reach a little farther, and then drop your shoulder blades down. Just a second. You guys hear me? Okay, good. It just closed the window, so you guys all disappeared. And then on an inhale, reaching again, lift and open. And let that hand just drop down slowly to the floor. On the fingertips, arms just slightly behind your thighs, lift the heart. Feel the edges of the feet press into the mat. And then next breath in, let's do the other side. Inhale and lift the left arm up and over. Reaching, rooting down, maybe moving. And then as you're ready, slowly, carefully release the hand back down to the floor. Readjust if necessary. Notice your knees, your sitting bones, your toes and ankles, all of that nice and balanced. Spreading the weight. Dropping your shoulders, and then relax your neck and chin as you draw your eyes to the back. Pressing a little more firmly through that right side, creating space between the shoulder blade and the spine. Breathe into the low back. And then slowly we'll reverse and open. Taking the left arm up and back, coming onto the fingertips. Separating the toes again, feeling that foundation. Spread and open the palm. Maybe close your eyes and drop the shoulder down. Draw the pelvis towards the belly, so lengthen the low back. And on an exhale, reach, draw that arm down, lower the shoulder blade. Very slow and mindful. Maybe hook your forearm in your thigh. Relax the neck. If you're moving the eyes towards the back, do so with a really relaxed neck and jaw. Breathe to space behind the heart center. On an inhale, let's reach and open. Reach far, spread the skin on your palms, drop the shoulders down. And then with an exhale, sweep and reach. Slowly lower the arm down. Press and twist, or just hold steady if you're not going into deep twists, or any kind of twists. Relax the low back again if you can, just slightly breathing into that space. And then inhale and open. Reach. And then release your hands down. Take both arms up on an inhale. And exhale, draw that energy down through the front of the body. Let's take our hands to our thighs or inner thighs. Reach over the left knee or with our torso as we move clockwise in a circle. Belly towards spine, heart towards the thigh, front, opposite thigh. Draw the belly in. And breathing into your low back. And then pausing near the top and beginning to reverse. Lengthening the breath. The inhale just floats the heart forward. Exhale draws the navel up and back, spreading the back body. Inhale spreads the chest and front body. Ujjayi breath in the back of the throat can really bring your nervous system into such a sweet space. A space of contentment, of samadhi. Let's take one more full rotation. Come back to center. Inhale, just draw forward, shoulder blades draw to the center. Exhale, roll back, shoulders roll forward, chin to chest. Just do that a couple of more times. And then take the feet out into a V. Shake them out. Maybe roll in, out, roll the ankles. If you need to, sit up on a folded blanket. So we are about to have a new moon and solstice and a solar eclipse. And the solar eclipse is at its pinnacle at the exact moment of the solstice. So that's kind of powerful. So I brought some kind of fun things to read to you today. So we're just gonna kind of keep that energy when we're moving towards, moving close into this moon. The practice shifts a bit as we honor that energy. And then let's go ahead and bring our feet together in a diamond. You can prop something underneath your knees if you'd like, a block, which I don't have one near me, but a block on either side or a folded blanket or a pillow. Go ahead and hold on to the shins and drop the shoulder blades. Bring your awareness to your torso. And just inhale and lift the heart forward, dropping the shoulder blades. Notice your head and neck. Make sure there's movement that's with ease. And then if you would like to take an exhale, or please exhale, but as you're exhaling, if you'd like to take a forward fold, let's bring our heart towards the space in between this diamond. Lengthen the back of the throat as if you're holding like an orange underneath your chin. And just let your heart lead the way. Maybe close your eyes, soften your jaw. You can rest your elbows on the ground between your shins. As you're lengthening the back of your neck, bring your awareness all the way down the spine to the tailbone. And let that be your focus right now, like a loop, almost like a figure 8 loop. So inhale, draw the breath up to the head and then down to the tailbone, and exhaling, or find a rhythm that works for you and just see if you can find your pattern, your energetic pattern, your pranic pattern, to release some of the tension that might be inherent or chronic in your low back. The Ujjayi sound, the Ujjayi breath with the sound of the ocean can really help to focus this energy and this breath. You might notice that more space is created with the eyes closed and the attention going within. Let each exhale allow gravity to kind of draw you closer to the earth without any effort. No pushing, no pulling, just breathing. And with an inhale breath as you're ready, again, bringing that awareness from the back of the head, the top of the head, all the way down the tailbone. Feel the feet pressing together or onto a block if you have something between the feet. Draw yourself up, straighten the legs out again, and shake them out. And then we're going to bring the knees over to one side, or the feet over to one side. You can, and it's funny, I moved a lot of the props for sound and I didn't bring new ones out. You can take the blanket or whatever props you're using, of course, and create, some cushioning here if you need to. Sometimes just putting something under I'm turning my torso to the right and my feet to the left, and I'm putting the blanket under my left knee. So just enough of the inch of that padding to help take some strain off. And then drawing the left hand over to the thigh, walking the right fingers behind. Drop the shoulders, open the heart. And if there's room to twist, and if it's safe to twist, just gently drawing the right shoulder back, keeping the head aligned, the chin aligned with your sternum. And then maybe turning the eyes towards that back shoulder. The left hand is right cupping around my kneecap, and as I'm pulling on that, my kneecap's gently resisting, and that's giving me this great opening down the whole left side, from my neck and trapezius down the deltoid over through the scapula. I mean, it's really a nice opening. Never pulling or pushing, just finding that equanimity, that equal balance between the effort and the ease. Relax the shoulders down. So good for our intestines too, so this is really nice for digestion and elimination. Soften the jaw, relax your eyes. And then let's very slowly come back to center on an inhale breath. And then just walk the hands over just slightly, just really light. I'm just putting my left hand on my foot and my right hand on my thigh and just very gently reversing, but not going anywhere near the extreme of the opposite side, just to release some of that tension. And then back to center slowly, and let's bring the feet in front, shake them out. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So if you're using any kind of prop, just drop it onto the other side. A very large creepy crawly circling my mat, so I'm going to give you my eye on it. It's got lots of legs. Excuse me, let's bring the hand over to the side if you haven't already. Walking the left hand back behind is lengthening the spine. Using that gentle pulling action, but also resisting back with the shoulder blades, so you're not just twisting and pushing. Exhaling, drawing the belly to the spine. A couple more breaths here. And then very carefully, very conscientiously drawing back to center. Pausing here, breathe into the low back, feel that lengthening of the low back. And then just a slight counter, if that's appropriate for your body. So my hand is just cupping the back of my foot, my left hand's on my thigh. And then back to center. Now let's, this is a centipede and it keeps coming on my mat. They're not my favorite bugs. It's the second one in 24 hours that has been circling me. I wonder what that means. So let's go ahead and come into tabletop pose. And hands underneath our shoulders, knees at a hip width distance. Okay, here we go. And then dropping the belly down as you inhale, shoulder blades back. Exhale, belly towards the spine, rounding the back. Separating those shoulder blades that we've been opening and breathing into. And then just moving at your own pace here, nice long breath. Might feel nice at this point to come all the way back to an extended child during your cat-cow movement. You're exaggerating the movement. And then eventually drawing all the way back to child's pose. You can release your hands back by your feet. Breathing into the back of the heart. Drawing your energy and your awareness all the way down to the low back. Checking in on that gentle pressure on the forehead, just how good that can feel. Maybe just bringing some consciousness to that space. And then let's bring our hands forward. Lift the elbows off the mat. Inhale, come all the way to the front with your shoulders. Tuck your toes under and lift into plank. Spreading the fingers and the thumbs. Heels towards the sky, parallel inner thighs. Soften your face, relax your eyes. And as you exhale, either just bending the elbows and coming down like a push-up, or bringing the knees down, chest follows, tops of the feet relax down, and lifting into Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath our shoulders. Gentle pressure anchoring our pelvic bone. Nice long waist, open heart. And breathe. Extend the legs, feel the thighs engage. And on an exhale, let's release our forehead down to the floor. Slide your hands back under your shoulders with toes tucked under. Inhale, lifting up either hands, knees, or hands and feet plank. Engaging the muscles of the body, lengthening, extending the energy from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. Creating space between the ribs. And then let's lower the knees and draw back to child's pose again. Bring your hands behind you, tops of the hands, or backs of the hands, I should say, on the floor. And relax and breathe. Got a very pernicious little bud. And then bringing their hands forward to the front of the mat. Walking them over to the left, maybe stacking the hands, lengthening the right side of your body. And then let's walk them back to center. And next exhale, slide them over to the opposite side. Bringing them back in front, inhale, coming back up to tabletop. Hands underneath our shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone. Exhale, belly to spine, rounding the back. Coming back to center on an inhale, and then exhale, looking over the left shoulder. Make sure your knees are in a safe place, maybe slightly wider than your hips. Hold and breathe. On an inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the opposite side. Strong arms. On a next inhale, back to center. And exhale, sitting bones to heels. Stretch your fingers forward, come up on the fingertips. And just shift your weight from one leg to the other. And you might feel that all the way up to the top rib underneath your arm. And then on an inhale breath, coming back to plank. Hold and breathe. From here, we're going to lower down again, so finding the safest route for you down. And then inhaling Sphinx again, or Cobra. Palm underneath the shoulders. Anchor through the pelvic bone, sliding the hands back. Engage the legs. And on an exhale, release the forehead to the floor. Tuck your toes under. Inhale, lift up to plank. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Look back towards your feet. Check that the outer edges are parallel to one another. Maybe bring them towards one another a little closer, or widen them if it feels a little bit too intense on your sacrum. Press through the pads of your fingers. Be aware of the center of your palms, that you're not putting too much weight on the center. Draw the lower ribs in towards the center of the body. Lengthen the arms, melt your heart to your thighs, and nod your head yes. Lift and spread the sitting bones again, and pedal the feet. And then start walking the hands towards your feet. And once they come together, let the sitting bones grab onto your arms and just hang. Let your head be heavy. Press through the legs are engaged like you're standing in a strong mountain pose. Lift the sitting bones, but relax the head and neck. Breathe into the natural curve of your low spine. Bend the knees a little bit. Wiggle your toes, just feel the feet. And let's release the elbows, strong legs. Inhale, lift, hands up over your head. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, over to your right, half moon. Shoulder blades down, head is relaxed. Draw or lift the pelvic floor. Inhale, back to center. And exhale now to your opposite side. Rooting down through the right foot. Lengthening the side body, gently tilt the pelvis towards the navel. On an inhale, strong core, back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Press through the feet, lift all the way back up. Hands to heart. Tadasana. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, Uttanasana or chair. And you can either keep your hands there or slide them right back to your heart. Keep the weight out of your toes. Sitting bones back, thighs parallel, toes visible. On an inhale, let's lift and take the heels up with us once we lengthen the front. And exhale back to Uttasana, palms at your heart. Inhale the breath. And exhale, twist into your left. Keep the sitting bones directly back, knees parallel. On an inhale, center and lift. Breathe in. Exhale down. Breath in. Exhale, twist. On an inhale, center and lift. And then heels release down. Let's just float the hands down to the hips. Roll the shoulders back up and down, or forward up and down, I'm sorry. And then stepping the feet out to the side. Nice wide legs. Feel the outer edges of your feet engage. Engage the inner thighs. Hands either stay at your hips or extend out. And exhale, forward fold.
Finding a hand position that can help deepen the experience of your pose for you, whatever that looks like for you. Re-engage those inner thighs. And then hands underneath your shoulders. Let's come up with a flat back. Place your left hand in a supportive roll on the floor there, reaching the right fingers to your low back or all the way up towards the ceiling or sky. On an exhale, let's release the hand down. Switch hands, inhale, lift. And slowly exhale, release. Walk the hands out in front and place them underneath your shoulders, wide leg plank. Lengthening the back of the head, engage the legs again. Soften and relax your jaw and face. Find your breath. Actively engaging the legs, pressing the floor away from you, keeping the shoulder blades drawn apart. And then on an exhale, bring your heels down. Keep the hands there as long as you can, and then just make little micro movements, bringing them closer until you find a sweet spot, unless your floor is a little slippery like this one. So clean, it's slick. And melt your heart. Extend your arms, lift the sitting bones, engage the inner thighs, give a tiny wiggle to the toes. Chin is holding on to that orange. Notice how that lengthens and changes the neck and the back body. Next inhale, start to lift and notice where the hands are and walk them back. Exhale, fold and hinge at your hips again. And then on an inhale, coming up part ways, you need to change your foot position to safely lift back up. Do so, bring your hands to your hips if you'd like. And on an inhale breath, 1 or 2 breaths to lift back up. So if you get a little dizzy, stop halfway with your head just above your heart, and then lift a second time up. Toes now are going to point to the outer corners, heels in. Inhale, float your arms up into star. Engage the inner thighs, palms, the thumbs. Exhale, bend the knees and elbows, goddess. Soften your gaze, your eyes. On a breath in, let's straighten arms and legs. Star. On your exhale, next exhale, just float your arms down to shoulder height, turn the palms towards the floor, and rotate your toes to the right. I'm going to stay aligned with you on this one. Inhale the breath, and exhale as you're ready, behind me here, reaching over the leg. And let your arms just float. Extending head, neck, shoulders. You can always place that left hand on your hip. Root down through the left heel. Think about the back of your head, just lengthening, not dropping the head down or yanking on the side of your neck. Look down at your right foot. Reach the left arm towards the crown of your head, towards the whatever's in front of your right toes. And then drop that hand down. Bend the right knee. Bring both hands down. If you want to use some blocks, you might want to grab your blocks, bring them back. And then come onto the ball of the back foot. So we're in high lunge, supported. You can lower the knee down, or you can take the hands off the ground. It's your choice, of course. Think about lengthening the front of the left leg, front left thigh. Where that back heel is in space, is it kind of falling in, or is it widening out to the side? Is it directly up towards the sky? How does that change what you feel in your hip flexor? Now from here, we're going to start pressing into the right foot as we're straightening the leg, and then stepping that left leg up a bit. Draw back the right leg towards the low back and hip. Keep your hands on blocks if you like. You can lift up and have your hands at your heart if you prefer to more actively participate in this pose. Pyramid. Keep drawing back through the right hip. Make sure you feel well supported. If you're shaking left to right, widen the stance between your feet. And maybe close the space or lengthen the space from front to back between toes and heels. Just bring your awareness to the back of the head and neck, shoulders, spine. Then we're going to revolve or twist this pyramid or triangle. So left hand finding the placement safely, inner, forward, or outer leg. I usually, I shouldn't say always, start on the inside at the big toe. It feels like it just gives me a safer beginning point. I'm not too committed yet. Right hand up towards the hip, draw the shoulder back. Maybe start turning the eyes towards the back. Maybe reach the fingers to the sky. And then if you want to change the position of your left hand, it seems like you have some flexibility. I'm not really feeling that right now, so I'm not going to demonstrate it. Hamstrings are very sensitive, and I respect them greatly. Relax your face. Try not to overstrain. And then we'll release this hand back down. Exhale, just fold and soften. And then on an inhale, we're going to start bending that right knee. Walk the right hands forward and lift the left leg up. Stack your hips. Separate the lifted toes. You can keep both hands on the floor too if you're just not feeling the balance today. Or move off your mat to a wall or something of support to hold on to. You can have your hip up against a wall and your right shoulder blade. Relax the eyes, engage all the way to fingers and toes. When you're ready to release, gently bring the left hand back down for support. Start to bend the right leg, bring the foot back down. And now we're going to bend, if this works for you, we're going to come into Russian Dancer. Hands onto the inside. You can have the foot up and kind of be in like a half bend. It's a little awkward, but it takes a lot of the weight off your knees. Otherwise, you're resting a right sitting bone on a right heel. And then right on the center of the left heel, leg extended, feeling this whole line opening up. Maybe placing one hand at your heart or on your heart. Maybe both, keeping your eyes really steady. Pelvic floor is engaged. Heart is open, shoulder blades down. Slowing down your breathing. And then on an inhale breath, we're going to lift up and come back down to the other side. Straighten that right leg out. And maybe rotate the toes a couple times, or ankle a couple times each direction, playing with whether or not you want balance in this pose. Or you want to try to balance, I should say. If you are kind of practicing with the palms together, a couple things to consider is they're actively pressing into one another isometrically while also engaging the extended leg and spreading the extended leg's toes. So all of those are helping in the stability of the pose. And then the hand comes down for support. Let's press off and inhale and lift. Come back to center, turn the toes inward. Exhale, fold forward again. Lengthen all the way to the back of the head, top of the head. Lift and spread the sitting bones again. Wiggle the toes slightly. Feel the outer edges of the feet engage again. And then lifting up part ways. Placing your right hand under your heart or shoulder. Inhale, left arm to your hip or to the ceiling or sky. With an exhale, release. Hands to your hips. Inhale, lift up to standing. Heels come in, toes out. Star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, press open star. And then rotate your toes for triangle to your left. Open heart. Exhale, reach. Breathe through the feet. Press through the heels. Relax your face, your eyes. Press through that right heel and then reach your arms forward, the right arm forward. And then let's lower it down. Step that right foot to a place that is supportive for you for pyramid. Draw back through the left hip. So it's like we're kind of realigning from triangle. We have to gently move the hips back into a neutral place. Lengthen to the back of the neck. And on an exhale, make sure the knee is soft. It's straight, potentially, but it's not so locked out that your joints are just stacked and yanked and stressed. So we're going to softly fold forward. Press through the back heel again. Give a little wiggle to the toes. Use your blocks or books if you need to. And breathe deep in the breath, relaxing the face, the jaw, the eyes. Couple more breaths here. Make sure you feel well balanced and supportive in your base, knowing what's coming next, which is our reverse triangle, revolve triangle. So slowly making your right hand move. Move that hand, inner, forward, or outer. And then align the spine again. So do everything in like step after step, just the way our brain actually processes, one thing at a time. Left hand slides up to your hip, open and draw the left shoulder back. Refocus on the right heel, press that down again, and then draw the left hip back again. So back, forth, keep that balance going. And then if you're choosing to reach the fingertips up, slowly lift it open. And breathe. Your feet are energetically moving like you're trying to tear your mat in half, like from the center to the out, versus pulling towards the center. They're more pulling away from one another. And then drawing the left hip back again. And then so slowly bring that left hand down. Start to put the weight in the left leg, relax those hamstrings. Take your time here. Left hand for support or move to a wall. Inhale, then straighten the left leg carefully. Extend the right leg back. Open and re-engage through the torso. Spread the lifted toes, engage the lifted thigh. Belly towards the spine. All these things to feel safe and supported. And then I'm going to reach my hand up. Listening for the signals from the body. Waiting for the go-ahead. If you can, a couple more breaths. Feel that lifted ankle. When you're ready to release, the hand can come down for support. Bend the standing leg, come back to a lunge. And either lower the knee all the way down, or can keep it lifted on a high lunge. And then bring your hands to the inside and start to open up into Russian Dancer. Release your hands down, press off through that left leg, come back to center and over to the other side, extending the left leg. And then let's give a little push off, come back to center, heel toe your feet to a place for a little bit closer than the wide leg you did before, but not parallel. Lift into a flat back, upper spine. Lengthen the hamstrings and exhale, kind of a shallow footed wide leg forward fold. Relax your head, shake your head no. Inhale again with a flat back, long spine. Hands to your hips.